afternoon. My name is Billy DiNapoli. Welcome to the North American Sports Report at 4 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. Welcome. We got a lot to cover. We have the NFL playoffs kicking off in a half an hour. We will take you right up until Rams-Panthers kickoff. Live in Carolina, the NFC wild card. Rams currently favored by 10 points in this game. First, we want to get to last night's semifinal as the Indiana Hoosiers pummeled, and I mean pummeled the Oregon Ducks 56-22. And now the Indiana Hoosiers and the Miami Hurricanes will play in the national championship game from Hard Rock Stadium in South Florida, Miami Gardens, January 19th, 7:30 p.m. And Indiana already opening as a 7.5 point favorite over the Miami Hurricanes, who will be the host. Even though technically they'll be the away team, obviously no one planned on the Canes being in the Natty, but they will play it in their home stadium against the, well, I'd say heavily favored Indiana Hoosiers. If you look at the sports news and social media around the country, I mean, the Canes might as well not show up because it don't look like anybody's going to give them a chance against the mighty juggernaut Fernando Mendoza and the Indiana Hoosiers. Listen, Coach Cignetti, a Saban disciple from Alabama, has done an amazing job with the NIL. Indiana is a powerhouse with big backers, and they're here to stay. This is the new world in the NIL, and it makes college football better. It's obviously always great for college football when the high-profile swagger of the Miami Hurricanes is back on the scene. But, you know, teams like Indiana and even SMU getting in last year, it's no longer just Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, with an occasional Clemson, Michigan, LSU, rinse, wash, and repeat. It's no longer that. That's why the NIL is great. Now, of course, you saw a great game with Miami and Ole Miss, but last night's game was a stinker for sure. It was a stinker for sure, and definitely lots of people were probably, shutting that thing off, changing the channel in the fourth quarter, because that was ugly. That was ugly. Let's get to that game. First of all, if we've learned anything, Dante Moore, you best stay in college and go play your senior year, because I don't think you're ready for the NFL. And if you get picked second in the draft after Mendoza goes to the Raiders, and you end up on the New York Jets, you will be living a living hell, is what you will be doing. You will be experiencing a living hell because you're not ready. And last night showed you are not ready. He turned the ball over 3 times, and all 3 of them were converted into touchdowns. A pick 6 on the first play of the game. And then he fumbles the ball deep in his own territory. He wasn't even touched. He went to pump his arm. The ball just comes out of his hand. Then he gets sacked on the next possession. He fumbles again. And it's too bad because after the pick 6, Oregon did go right down the field on the Indiana defense and punch in a touchdown. He threw a beautiful touchdown pass. It's 7-7. Okay, maybe we got a game. Nope, Mendoza comes right down the field, pumps in another touchdown pass. It's 14-7. And then the Dante Moore shit show just continues. Moore was 24 of 39, 285, 2 touchdowns, that pick 6, 2 fumbles. All of his 3 turnovers were converted into 21 Indiana points. Hill Jr., 5 carries for 86 yards. Harris, 16 for 35. Listen, they were able to move the ball on Indiana, but a lot of that was in second half jump time, so I don't know how much you could even look at it. Well, as a matter of fact, you can't look at it. Fernando Mendoza, again, he didn't even have to play the fourth quarter, although he was in later than I thought he should be in. I mean, they should have got him out of that game at 42-15, and he's still in there at 49-22. I mean, Mendoza carried the ball 6 times for 28 yards. He was 17 of 20. Again, just like the previous game, the ball barely hit the ground. He didn't even have to throw a ball the last quarter and a half of the game. He was 17 of 20, 177, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Their fine running back, Kaleon Black, 12 carries, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Hernby 17 for 53. I mean, listen. They ran the ball for 180 yards against Oregon. And obviously, due to all the turnovers, they led from start to finish in large fashion. Large fashion. That game was a blowout. Indiana moves on to the national championship. Mendoza unflappable, the smartest guy on the field. He's like a coach on the field. He can make plays with his legs. He threw laser precision passes with his arm. And right now, I mean, there ain't anybody in the world that's going to pick the Miami Hurricanes to defeat the Indiana Hoosiers. But you know what? That's why we love sports. You know, nobody thought the 07 Giants were going to beat the Patriots, who were also 8.5-point favorites in that game. Nobody thought the 83 Hurricanes were going to beat Juggernaut Nebraska. You know, these things happen. That's why we love sports. But right now, it's 7.5 right now. We'll see if it goes up, as Indiana will be favored over the Miami Hurricanes on the 19th. We shall see. We shall see. I am here to tell you, I think the Hurricanes, if they play a clean game, which they didn't in the last game, they can be competitive. They bullied Ohio State, and Indiana barely beat Ohio State. So maybe there's hope, but I'll tell you what. The Miami Hurricanes battle cry will be, it's us against the world, because I'm here to tell you, nobody's picking them. Nobody's picking them. But I might. I definitely, you know, you guys know that I'm a Miami Hurricane in my blood, and I don't think they'd have it any other way. No one believes in us against the world. And look, logic tells you, Indiana's a juggernaut right now. I mean, Mendoza's going to be the quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders next year, first pick in the draft, unless the Raiders are dumb enough to screw that up, but that's not going to happen. Not with Tom Brady involved. So anyway, that's our wrap up for the college football weekend. Indiana and the Miami Hurricanes in the Natty from Hard Rock, January 19th. Okay, let's get to the NFL. NFL playoffs have begun. Oh, by the way, I did pick Indiana last night. I gave you Indiana on the show last night. Not a hard pick, I guess. We are now 5-0. In the last 2 weeks in college football, 5-0. We're 38-29-2 on the season. We're hitting at about 60% clip here. A good season for us in college football on our pick segment. Now, NFL, we haven't been as good. Started off hot. We had like a 5-week period where we were not picking well, and then down the stretch we've been hot again. We're 69-71-1 in the NFL. Today, the Rams at the Panthers. I'm here to tell you, the Rams are winning this game. They're winning this game. And I'm going to pick the Rams minus 10, which is the current spread right now. I'm taking the Rams in this game minus 10. I think the Rams, they were beaten by Carolina before. They turned the ball over a bunch. They didn't play their best game. I think they will play their best game today. They will be as healthy as they've been in a while. Devontae Adams will be back in the lineup. I'm picking the Rams today over the Panthers, and I'm laying the 10. I'm laying the 10. Tonight, 8 o'clock, the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. The Pack have stumbled to the finish line. Their defense has not been as effective since the departure and injury, the departure of Micah Parsons due to his injury And they have not been the same defense without him. They haven't got pass rush. Teams have been running them up and down the field. Obviously, they rested players their last game. But listen, the Packers lost 4 games in a row down the stretch. Listen, do you throw all that out? You're playing a team with a rookie quarterback who has been great this year, Caleb Williams. He's playing his first playoff game. They'll be at home. The elements are not a factor because, you know, the Packers play at Lambeau. They're used to the freezing cold as well. The Packers are a 2.5-point favorite on the road. On the road. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm not picking this game straight, but I am going to take a teaser with the Rams and the Bears, making the Rams -4 and the Bears +8.5. I'm going to middle it. I'm going to take the Rams and the Packers in a teaser, and that will make the Packers +3.5, and again the Rams will be -4. So we have 3 picks. We have the Rams -10 straight. We have the Rams and the Packers in a teaser, and the Rams and the Bears in a teaser. So we're definitely laying it all on the Los Angeles Rams. If they lose this game, I will be shocked. I will be shocked. So Rams Packers teaser, Rams Bears teaser, Rams -10. Those are our 3 picks for tonight in the NFL. Tomorrow, we've got 3 games. We've got the Bills traveling to Jacksonville, where they will be 1.5-point dogs. So the Jags are -1.5, hosting the Buffalo Bills tomorrow. We have that game is at 1 o'clock. At 4:30, we have the 49ers at Philadelphia. The Eagles are a 6-point favorite. And then the 8:15 game is the Chargers at New England. New England -3.5, hosting the Chargers in what will be Drake May's first playoff start. The Chargers banged up on the offensive line. Justin Herbert not 100%. On the other hand, other than their victory against Buffalo, the only other victory that was even decent for the Patriots was the Tampa Bay victory, and they were 8-9 and missed the playoff. So we know the Patriots had a soft schedule based on their, that's what happens when you finish 4-13 like they did when they had O.J. Mayo as their coach. Or I'm sorry, Gerard Mayo as their coach. So Vrabel's come in, he's turned the whole thing around. And they're a year ahead of schedule. They were still kind of in the rebuilding phase. Didn't know that guys like Butte at wide receiver and Henderson at running back were going to be just as great as they turned out. They've gotten good play from their they had 2 great offensive linemen, a tackle and a guard that they drafted. Defense, they're still a couple players away. Offense, they're still 1 major weapon away. Stephon Diggs has been great for the Patriots, although now we have off the field distractions for him as is, not out of the norm for him. So it'll be an interesting game. The Chargers will be probably the second toughest opponent the Patriots have seen all year. How will they fare? We shall see. Patriots -3.5. The Eagles, listen, they had their offensive slump middle of the season. They did win 3 games in a row before they rested their entire team the last game of the season. Elements shouldn't be too much of a factor. It's supposed to be wet in Philly, but it will be in the 40s, so not freezing cold here in the Northeast. The Niners, they will have Ricky Pearsall back in the lineup. You know about the defensive injuries for the Niners. I mean, listen, the Niner defense has struggled, and I would imagine they're going to struggle again. I am going to give you guys the picks for Sunday tomorrow. Not going to touch on the Sunday games as of right now. We gave you our 3 picks for our 2 games today. We will give you our picks for tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna go with what we got. So listen, that's our quick show for today. Enjoy the NFL playoffs. They're going to be exciting. We are now 15 minutes away from kickoff in Carolina. Again, we have the Rams -10, and we have the Rams in 2 teasers. So if the Rams lose this game outright, I'm going to go 0-3. So we're rolling the dice with that. We are trying to get over 500 in the NFL, and we won't be as good as we've picked in college, but we are going to make a run at getting this, getting our pick segment in the NFL over 500 before season's end. We really love the Rams today, so we have them in a straight bet, and we have them in 2 teasers. I will say this, before we get off the air, once the college and NFL seasons conclude, we will do more hockey, and we have done a good bit of hockey on this show. We haven't really touched on the NBA much because, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of today's NBA, and we will cover it. We will give out picks in the NBA and the NHL when NFL is over. We will keep a pick segment going when college and NFL football has concluded. I'll be honest with you, I look at these scores in the NBA, 136, 120, 118, 127. I mean, nobody plays any defense in the NFL. I love college basketball. College basketball is such a better game than the NBA right now, where they actually play defense, run set plays, and play team ball. Speaking of college basketball, kudos to the Miami Hurricanes today, who beat Georgia Tech 91-81. They won their 9th game in a row. They're undefeated at home this season. The Canes are 3-0 in the ACC and 14-2 overall. That is after Coach Jay Lucas, who came from Duke, the son of legendary Coach John Lucas. Well, I don't want to say legendary. He was a very good pro coach. He has come in. There is not one returning player from last year's Miami squad. He completely redid the program with recruits and NIL, and the Canes are back. Because remember, the Canes were in the Final Four just a couple of years ago, and then they had the bottom fall out from them, and they just were one of the worst teams in the league last year. Larinaga retires because he says he can't compete with the NIL, and then they got right to work with the NIL and recruiting with their bright, young, new head coach. So kudos to the Miami Hurricanes, who, after falling off the cliff after they went to the Final Four, losing all their players and being one of the worst teams in the league last year, they are right back on the national scene. So lots of stuff going on in South Florida right now. The 14-2 Hurricanes, 3-0 in the ACC, 9 wins in a row in basketball, and obviously they're all excited about the football team being in the national championship again. We will touch on some more hockey and hoops as we get further along in football. Right now we're focusing on football. We will give you some NHL. I was actually at the Islanders-Devils game the other night, a 9-0 victory for the surprising Islanders, who are in second place in their Metropolitan at 24-15-5, only 3 points out of first. Today we do have some pucks going on. The Flames are at the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have also played above their head this year. Flames over the Penguins 1-0. The Dallas Stars just started in San Jose, no score there. The Blue Jackets at the Colorado Avalanche, who are 32-4-6 with the best record in the league. The Avalanche off to a historic start. They are no score with the Blue Jackets in the first period. Lightning at Philadelphia Flyers at 7. Ducks at the Sabres at 7. Canucks at the Maple Leafs at 7. The Red Wings at the red-hot Montreal Canadiens, who are currently in first, and the Wings are in second in the Atlantic. Both those teams having great years. The Seattle Kraken are at the Carolina Hurricanes at 7. The Florida Panthers are at the Ottawa Senators at 7. There is a rumor, although not confirmed, that Matthew Tkachuk may make his debut, and they also may have Marchand and Seth Jones back from injury. Injuries have just crushed the defending 2-time Stanley Cup champions. The Blackhawks at the Predators at 8. The aforementioned New York Islanders at the Minnesota Wild at 8. And the LA Kings at the Edmonton Oilers at 10. The Blues at the Golden Knights at 10. And today, the Boston Bruins annihilated the New York Rangers. The Rangers continue to have a shit season. They are one game over 500. They have struggled mightily. Unless they're playing outside in the Stadium Series, the Rangers just can't score. Maybe they should take the roof off of Madison Square Garden. Because it seems like that's when the Rangers play best. 6-0 lifetime in Stadium Series outdoors. Anyway, that's our little hockey brush. We gave you our NFL picks for today. We gave you 3 of them. We gave you our college recap. We guys hope you enjoy the exciting NFL playoffs. We'll be on tomorrow morning. Now, we were on later today than normal. We're usually on in the morning on a regular college football Saturday, but I did post the change in time. So watch Billy DiNapoli Facebook and North American Sports Report Facebook, because I always post show times there. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, North American Sports Report. And if you want, you can always scan the QR code and get right on board here. You could also donate on Cash App and Venmo. The little donations help keep us going. We appreciate you. My name is Billy DiNapoli. Thank you for watching NASR. We will see you tomorrow morning, I would say around 11:30 showtime, and we'll give you our picks for tomorrow. Have a great Saturday evening. Enjoy the NFL playoffs.